Hello, peeps, and hello, peppers, and welcome to Tarot Tuesday. Hello, stranger. It's great to have you here. If you've never been here, I am a neurodivergent artist, and also because of my physical disability, I would say a daily survival artist. And on Tuesdays, I always try to do a tarot reading. I reject the expression medium for myself because people have misused this in horrible ways. But I have met a solid lot of, especially women, who read tarot and coffee powder and everything in Iceland. I am a German in Iceland, if that's relevant. And there I learned the wisdom of the day that is like everybody can sing. Like for instance, for a child, but not everybody is becoming an opera singer, and this is the same with like tarot reading and other ways of channeling messages. So, as to my taste of music, yeah, I see music in color. So my world actually always looks like this blanket and like the little things that I collect. It's like permanently having MTV in my head, and I can't turn it off, but I can use it like to give hope to myself and others, I hope. So, yes, a store in my town just received a new delivery. And I watched actually an unboxing of this Oracle deck, and yes, the box is really tasteful, but there was so much plastic around it, and this is like difficult to open with my hand disability, and also like of course not good for the environment, and like the recycling system here is, with all due respect, a little bit doubtful, and the rules change every so often. So if anyone knows of a good tarot deck that is not wrapped in plastic, let me know in the comments. And like, since it is still NaNoWriMo National Novel Writing Month, and I have so many ideas and the story has developed so well, but I have not put a beep onto paper or into my iPad. It's probably this typical ADHD that I'm doing this all like on the last stretch while having collected the information for ages. I will ask the set of cards, what can we writers do to establish a writing ritual? And here it says, grow belonging. Yes, my story is a lot about belonging, and when I unpacked the cards, by the way, I found that so nice that there was the dragonfly. And like just the day before, I had told an old friend that the dragonfly is a protector because the dragonfly eats all the bad insects. And I gave this friend a little gift that reminded me of a dragonfly's wings. That was, of course, made of synthetics, but the thought counts. So, yes, this flower is called iris. Like the other day in the film festival, there was a film about a French woman called Iris who moves to Korea and tries to teach people French with a method that people, let's say, don't understand what it is. Me neither. Um, and that actually reminded me a ton of myself because I am not good at explaining methods, and I had this problem at university, like when you had to have a methodology chapter. Or I am, in general, not a very methodical person, but let's say, like most people, I have the desire to belong somewhere. And my novel is a lot about belonging, about like let's say family that is like beyond the classical. You call that nuclear family, don't you? So actually, the film about Iris made me sad because of course she had a special friend in Korea, but she also was a little bit of a failed existency who drank a little bit too much makgeolli. Yes, I got to know makgeolli. That is a drink that is based on rice wine. And okay, it's my understanding that there is a processed version and a non-processed version. Let's say if you know any more details about it, you can probably explain this better than me. But I tried two different versions, and one of them was more like liquor, and one was more, it tasted, had like such a vinegary subnote. But yes, in the Korea Film Festival, I felt belonging because I belong to this old-fashioned movie theater, and people start greeting you when you've attended more than two movies, because the movies form community, even though I have my reasons to assume that I couldn't start teaching languages in Korea, but nobody asked me to, so I won't do it in the first place. So I rather am a storyteller. And here is the Queen of Swords, and the butterfly is always transformation. And like the dragonfly that I mentioned, of course he can fly. She has the butterfly in her hand. I mean, like when you... I think there was a YouTube video about a lady breeding like moths, like really these ones with the big wings, sort of like this baby here. And she could actually grab them by like really gently grabbing the thorax, but I wouldn't do that because I'm a elephant in a porcelain store. So let's don't grab the butterflies unless we really have learned to do that. But of course, like she has pearls in her hair, like Sisi the Empress, and she is the Empress. Okay, like Sisi the Empress was a probably very sad person, if I interpret the films from another film festival right. But yeah, I am having a lot of conversations with my friends about transformation. Like, is the sun actually setting or is the sun actually rising? And it also looks a little bit like a volcano. Like, shout out to the people who really bothered watching my volcano show rambling video. And this is a gradient of colors. So I think I should see that like both the writing and my life is a process. And like this person here is also like really stiff with her, like this armor makes her joints really stiff. Like I compare my own disability often to like being wrapped into plastic wrap all day long because my joints are so stiff and so itchy. And also, like, this armor reminds me of Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind. That's an anime, like, post-apocalyptic, where sort of the trilobites, like, this is, like, huge insect-like animals with an armor, and like I find them gross from my fossil book. And let's say the trilobites come sort of back to life, and they don't like people. So, but I am bringing another fossil back to life in my book. And actually, this here reminds me of a book that I forgot the title of, where like a teenage girl finds out she is actually a fairy, like a nature spirit, and like sometimes there grow flowers out of her back, and then she goes to a Halloween party like dressed as a fairy in order to get used to her true identity. So I would actually say that the writing process for me, and maybe for someone else who watches this, is a story of coming to terms with who one is and what one really needs in life. And then we have a weapon that reflects the light. If we, let's say, write what we really want in our true nature, because, like, let's say the first draft is mostly not read by horribly many people anyway. So, yes, I'll send you into this day with the idea of write for yourself. And write about your own belonging. What would belonging mean to you? Let's use this as a writing prompt. Can we maybe get some more info what belonging? The sloth! Did I mention that I have a sloth writing paper in my handbag? And yes, note to Frida, slow down. You know that sloths only have one lung because they don't need more oxygen because they move so slow, and they only go to the toilet like once a week because they have to leave their tree for this. Okay, I'm not that far advanced, but I always say I have a movie theater bladder, so I can wait out a lot of movies that are important to me before I go. And yeah, the sloth hangs in the roses, in the stuff that has thorns, that is like also maybe old memory, old fashioned. I'm thinking a lot about my ancestry while writing this book, because like my book is literally about undigging fossils. So here we have the Hierophant, like the wisdom. He looks a little bit like Saint Nicholas with this hat and with the red. And like Saint Nicholas is, of course, the patron of the children. That looks a little bit like the Wheel of Fortune in some tarots. So I am a big child when I'm writing. And yes, I think I would have liked to meet Saint Nicholas because, my horse plushie, do you see him, is called Nicholas. I'm actually from an area in Germany where you don't celebrate so much of Saint Nicholas. Because it was like a largely Protestant area. But I like the legend, how like the people were basically, let's say, so pressured by criminals to sort of sell their children, and Saint Nicholas found a way to appease the criminals so the children could be free. And that always gave me hope. And okay, the unknown card, I don't know why this is in here. That's probably why you call it the unknown card, but purple is one of my favorite colors, and also a symbol of the queer community. And yes, maybe I should have a little chat with Saint Nicholas about having my inner child being free of corruption. And I wish you a wonderful day where you can tend to your inner child, and also like remember maybe a legend that gave you hope. Amen.